Hello and welcome. My name is Debbie Reed. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card from the Rustic Retreat stamp set and from the Snowfront. This is actually in the holiday catalog. It goes live September 4th, and this is out of the annual catalog. We're going to be using the cabin, and on this set we're going to be using this little cluster of trees and this tree, and I believe that's it. So let's get started on the card. The supplies that we're going to be using are Mossy Meadow cardstock, a Whisper White 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for the inside, a piece of Very Vanilla as the border, and then we're going to use another piece of Early Espresso for a border, crumb cake, another piece of white, and another piece of Very Vanilla. And all of the dimensions will be on the inside, or will be in the description down below. So first we're going to take our Mossy Meadow card base. We are going to use our bone folder and give it a nice crease so that it's sort of burnishing in so it folds nicely. Then the next thing we're going to do is take our layers. We're going to layer the Early Espresso with the Very Vanilla. If we just get that done right off the top, then we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to just put a little bit of glue here. This Mono Tombow glue is very wonderful glue. It's very forgiving, it slides easy, and it bonds very, very well. So we're going to just give this about 1/8 of an inch border, just like that, and then we can glue this to our card base. This is all the easy part, so. And then we're going to just put this on here with about 1/4 of an inch border all the way around, just like that. Okay, we'll put this out of the way. I'll put the card back so you can see what we're doing. I actually made 2 cards, and I did the bottoms different on both. So this is an old stamp set, and this one was from Lovely as a Tree, which is also an expired stamp set. But today I'm going to actually do something where we can actually use a stamp set that's actually in the up and coming. So the very first thing we're going to do is take our little piece of crumb cake, and we are going to use a die and put the die in the center, and we're going to cut this out. Okay, then we're going to have our cutout piece, and now we're going to do some stamping. The colors of ink that we're going to be using are Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, and our Memento black ink. So the very first thing we're going to do is use our Mossy Meadow. Let me put these up here. Okay, we're going to take our Mossy Meadow and we are going to just stamp. So this is one of the stamps from the Snowfront that's coming out in September 4th. Going to just stamp this down here, just like that. And then we're going to take the other tree from that same set, and I'm going to stamp it up here. And I'm going to bring another tree down a little bit, like that. And stamp another one up here, just like that. Okay, what I did is, oh, you know what, I'm going to do one more thing, because I saw this and I kind of thought this could be a little more crisper. So I'm going to just stamp another little set of trees down here, just like that. Okay, then what I did is I took alcohol markers and I colored all of the bottom just to make kind of like a, like this, like a little bit of a grass area. So you don't have to sit and watch me do that. I actually went ahead and pre-made one. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to take it in our corrugated embossing folder. I'm going to just stick this in here and we're going to emboss it. So I'll be right back. And there we go. Okay, now this is where all the fun begins. So now we're going to move this piece aside for a minute. We're going to take our Memento black ink and we are going to stamp the cabin from the Rustic Retreat in black. Just like that. And we're going to stamp this in the center. Like that. Now, so I'm not going to bore you with all the coloring. What I did is I took early Espresso and Mossy Meadow, or Stampin Up Stampin' Right markers, and I just used the fine point end on both of them, and I detailed all of the cabin with the marker. So, I already have one pre-made, so that you don't have to sit and watch me color. Then I did the sky, and I did a messy coloring on the bottom, and you'll see why it's so messy in a second. So now that we've punched out this corrugated piece, and we've colored this piece, and what I did also with the snow, or with the smoke, is I used the Stampin' chalk marker, and it just kind of blends that little smoky area a little bit, and you get more of a gray instead of this black detail. It's not necessary, but I just wanted to just do it just as a little extra. The next thing that you need to do is I have two dies. So the smaller die made the oval, and what you do is put these two dies together with a piece of whatever color you want for this trim. And what I did is I used Cajun Craze, and when you put these two together, you will get this. So these are together, and then it will make an actual frame. So instead of gluing the oval, we're going to actually glue the oval on the corrugated paper. And the reason you do that is so that you don't have a big mess. If you were to glue the actual oval ring, then you have to touch all that glue. And this way it keeps the glue off of your fingers and keeps everything where it's supposed to be. So we're going to place this oval on this oval that we already popped out and line these up. And just like that. So see, you keep the glue off of your fingers, and the glue stays right where it needs to be on the card. And now this is why this was so messy. We're going to put this piece under the oval, and so you don't see all of that messiness that you just did. And what I do is I flip this over and I just tape it. So I'm going to just take some tape. You can glue it, but the tape seems to also work very well. So it's easier for me just to tape it. You have a little more movability as well. Get it exactly where you want it. So I like that. I'm going to throw some tape on this side. And then we're going to glue this to our card base. Isn't that cute? And I can see that I need to trim a little bit off of here. So I will be right back with my scissors because I want to see the brown border on there. So I'm going to just trim a little bit of this off. And I think I'll trim it right here on the bottom. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to glue this to our card base. Let me see how that lines up. I like that. Okay, we're going to glue this down. And you only need to glue that white piece that we just put on there. You don't need to glue the corrugated part. And now we're going to add this to the card base. Just like this. Isn't that cute? I love this. Just love it. Okay, now we're going to stamp our little sentiment. And it is going to say, I appreciate you. Or, I so appreciate you. And we're going to put that in the early Espresso. Stamp that on here. Then we're going to take a little die. And this is the little die did I put the little die? Oh, it's right here. So this is the little die we're going to put on here, and we're going to run it through the Big Shot. Okay, then I cut 2 pieces, and what I'm going to do is cut this one in half. And we're cutting it in half just because I decided I wanted to have a little border on both sides of the sentiment. So you're going to just take this little piece, and it's going to go like that. So we're going to just put a little tiny bit of glue on both ends of our little sentiment. Don't need much. Don't want it oozing, and that one might be too much. So, whoops. Well, I made a mess there. Okay, now we're going to just take this and put it on the green on this side, and then we'll have a minute to put this together. Okay, like that, and then we'll put this one on this side. These tiny little things, just like that. And then going to put these on a little mini dimensional. Gonna make sure these don't slip, so hold on a second because this one's all right. That's good. Now we're gonna put this on a little tiny mini dimensional, and that is right here. Put these right there. About 3 of them is all it needs. And take the tabs off. Okay, and then we're going to just put this right up here on the top of this. Somewhere like right there. I so appreciate you. And that is actually our card. And then the inside of the card, I'm taking a piece of the Very Vanilla. Where did my Very Vanilla go? Oh my goodness. Well, it seems I have misplaced my Very Vanilla, but here's the inside of the card. Oh, it's the Whisper White. Here we go, never mind. I'm just having a confusion moment for a minute, sorry. Okay, we're going to take the Early Espresso, and we're going to stamp "You're the friend everyone wishes they had." Going to put this right here. And then we're going to do this wonderful big tree with the Mossy Meadow. Oh, sorry about that. A little noisy. And we're going to put this down here on the bottom. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to just take our snail runner, and we're going to glue that to the inside of the card. Let me grab the snail, to close the lids of my ink. We're going to just put this on the inside of the card. Just like this. And look how, oh my goodness, I smeared. We're not going to put this inside the card, but that does look pretty when it's in there. So here's one that was completed. I have ink all over my fingers. No, that's not one that's completed. Oh my goodness. Well, I had one. We'll just, there we go. And that goes on the inside of your card. Thank you for watching. I hope you make this card. It's actually very fun, and thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Hope you will love this Rustic Retreat stamp. It has so many different little options in here. I did make one card with the deer, and it just so versatile. There's so many things you can do with this set. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Go make something wonderfully yours, and have a great day. Bye.